Never heard anybody call it that.
It's a Oh,
Go ahead.
it's a washroom if there's no shower in it. Bathroom if there's a
Bathroom.
bathroom in it, or if there's a bathtub in it. You
That
know?
actually makes a lot of sense. But here, they're just like, it's bathrooms are, you know, or the restroom.
Restroom. That's not for me.
Yeah.
The loo.
Because you're not resting there. Unless you have a really huge poop.
Got British people who say gotta go toilet. That's crazy to me.
That is wild. Ladies and gentlemen, that is right. You are not hallucinating. You aren't having a bad trip. We are back. The fellas have returned. We took a week off. I had some finals to take care of. Hopefully in a few months, you can be looking out for the final cut of my short film, which Glenn actually renamed it. Give me a sec. It's no longer Shotgun Wedding. It's Siderophobia. That is the official title of our short film. So I'll link it up once it's up, and I'm gonna work on getting us a letterbox page as well. Jagger showed me how to do that, so you guys can go log it and let me know your thoughts. But yeah, we are happy to be back. As me and Evan constantly say, this is, even if we had no listeners, we would still be doing this because we love doing this. It's just hard when Evan works full time and I school full time. So, hey, this is a random thought. Do you remember that video of the internet? It was like a sketch. It was like 10 years ago. And it was like the grandma playing Call of Duty, and the kid walks in and he's like, "Grandma, what are you doing?" And she's like, "I'm poning noobs." Do you remember that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I just thought of that. Just grandma's poning noobs. Is that sparkling water?
Of course.
What flavor?
Lemon. It was 99 cents.
Dude, sparkling water's fucking cheap. Sparkling water most of the time is well, yeah, but if you like buy a bottle of sparkling water like that, it's usually cheaper than just a bottle of water.
Yeah, I have to start buying these because bubbly, like the sparkling water that I like $10 for a 12-pack. I have to stop.
Yeah. We get the LaCroix. I just get whatever my parents buy. You never had a LaCroix?
No, I've heard they're like flavorless, but
I think they're good.
I need to buy them. They're so expensive here.
The Ahas are the best ones.
The best, yeah.
The lime watermelon.
We disagree on that.
Yeah, that's fine. We can have stuff we disagree on.
Yeah.
It's very rare, but we can. Makes for a more interesting episode. But you know what is the best? Is Kirkland.
They have Kirkland sparkling water?
Yeah, they're Kirkland brand sparkling waters.
That sounds banger.
And
that sounds amazing.
Me and my brothers and my dad, we go, yeah, we're just crushing a Kirk.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. They only have 3 flavors, though. They have grapefruit, lime, and lemon. But, you know...
the grapefruit guy.
Yeah, me neither. I go for the limes.
Yeah.
Or the lemons.
Yeah.
But, oh, yeah, here. I have an empty can right here from the other day.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, comment down below what the best brand of sparkling water is.
If you don't like sparkling water, you're a bitch.
That's true. My cousin says to him it tastes like what TV static looks like. But yeah, we got a great episode ahead for you guys today. We got a lot of movie news to cover. We still haven't done our Oscars recap, which, boy, there is a lot of good and bad to talk about. Specifically the In Memoriam. We are going to talk... There's been some trailers. Specifically one that me and Evan... It's a movie me and Evan have been hyping up since we heard about its creation. And we got some diary stuff for you guys. Me and Evan have been watching a lot of good shit that we're excited to talk about. I watched a series prepping for a 2025 release. And we got some IMDb movies for you. Today is Snatch, the Guy Ritchie film, and Like Stars on Earth, which I don't know who directed it, but I didn't watch it. Evan did, though.
Amir Khan.
There you go, an Amir Khan film.
Yeah.
And we got some Marvel movies. These were recorded about a week ago with a good friend of mine, Hunter, from school. He's a massive comic books nerd. He wants to be like a comic book artist. Like that's his dream, but realistically, like he has a kid, so he's majoring in graphic design.
That's cool.
But yeah, he's a friend from school. We talked about Thor Ragnarok and Black Panther. And it was a great conversation. We had a great time with Hunter.
He's having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, but that's okay. You know, happens from time to time. But before we get into anything, I need to let you guys know what is coming up for the average film enjoyer. So this Friday or this weekend at some point because I say this Friday, but it's often not on Friday. You know,
We move into the weekend.
yeah,
A bit more.
yeah. Like today, it's Sunday.
Yeah.
Avengers: Infinity War and Ant-Man and the Wasp are movies for Friday, which I'm really excited for. I rewatched those a bit early because I just couldn't wait. Avengers: Infinity War is incredible, and Ant-Man and the Wasp isn't the worst. You know, it's not the best, but it ain't the worst. And the IMDb movies that go along with those two. Hold on, I didn't have my list pulled up. I'm a bad host. God, my Wi-Fi is being slow.
Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, LA Confidential and Bicycle Thieves.
Thank you, Evan.
Maybe both 5 stars. I'm not sure.
And then the following week, we got Captain Marvel, in my opinion, the most overhated Marvel film, and Avengers Endgame. Just an absolute masterpiece. And then to pair with that, we have... Oh, my pictures have loaded.
So excited.
Where? Oh, here we go.
I'm so excited.
Die Hard and Metropolis. And then the following week, we will be discussing Spider-Man Far From Home and Black Widow. And also during that episode, we will have my dad on again. For you OG listeners who know about that. It was before Evan joined the pod.
Yeah.
We had him on very early on in the IMDb list for Groundhog's Day. He's coming back to discuss the first 3 Indiana Jones movies. You know, which should just be a standalone trilogy.
I'm excited.
We don't acknowledge Crystal Skull or Dial of Destiny.
Alan's gonna kill you.
Does Alan like Crystal Skull?
He loves Crystal Skull.
Crystal Skull is a cool movie. It's just not in
India. He has it like number 2 in the franchise, like over number 2 for sure. I'm pretty sure.
That's wild. That's insane. That is an awful take.
You haven't seen Die Hard, right?
What? Of course I've seen Die Hard.
Oh, is it 3 you haven't seen?
Yeah, I've only seen the first one.
Okay, you need to watch the third one. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, and I like... It was my number 1 Christmas movie for a long time, until I watched Terrifier 3. So...
Nice.
Yeah,
Alan has Crystal Skull at a 4.5 for Crystal Skull for him.
That's just horrendous.
Do I have what?
What do you have Terrifier 3 at?
I might have dropped it down because of Smile 2. Let me see.
Oh, Smile 2. Peak.
It's still a 5.
Hell yeah. Oh man, I almost knocked over a full glass of water.
I love Terrifier 3.
It's excellent. But yeah, that's what we got coming up. Please join us for those. They will be great. But yeah, before we get into anything, Evan, how you been? How you been holding up without the podcast?
It's time for the book yammer. So
yes,
any non-book enjoyers, skip forward. I finished The Dark Tower. It was a masterpiece. All 7 books, just fucking peak shit. Some of the best shit I've ever written. The ending is so perfect. Book 7 tore my heart out and just like shit on it. Oh, It was her horrifying experience, just pain. But I loved it. My series ranking, which I know Trey heavily disagrees with, and I think I stand by this right now.
Mm-hmm.
In first place, The Dark Tower. I think it's a masterpiece. It's so smartly written. You know, the meta stuff I think adds so much to the story, and just the way what the story is about at its core. I think it is fucking awesome. Then The Wastelands, number 3. That's like right there. Maybe one of the most entertaining books I've ever read. It's like Project Hail Mary good. It's so good. And then I have The Drawing of the Three. It after The Gunslinger, you just get thrust into some of the most peak shit ever. There's so many iconic scenes. It's insane. Super fun book. Very uncomfortable book when Odetta shows up with Detta. And
also true.
Yeah, crazy. And I'm standing by this because I think it's not the most entertaining book, but integral like to the story. Wizarding Glass. I think it's there's a whole bit in the middle that's real hard to get through. Stephen King's sex scenes are horrifying. And then I have Song of Susanna, just a fucking crazy fast-paced book. It rips by. It's absolutely crazy. Such a fun book. And then Wolves of the Kala, my first 4 out of 5. We'll see. Maybe on reread. Wolves of the Kala introduces a lot of dialect that makes me giggle anytime I hear it, and I need to give it props for that. When they, you say true, I say thank you. I say thank you. Yeah, it's got the Kamala. That's just iconic shit. Yeah. And then The Gunslinger in last place, which I want to reread really bad. God, my Windows updates are popping off. Yeah, maybe controversial to Trey, but that's my Dark Tower ranking.
Yeah, for me, it's Wolves of the Kala at number 1. Incredible piece of fiction. Then The Dark Tower, and then The Drawing of the Three, and then Song of Susanna, and then The Wastelands, and then The Gunslinger, and then Wizarding Glass.
Shit. You've just done it once, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm thinking after I finish rereading it, I'm gonna get right back into it. You know,
that's sick. After I finished The Dark Tower, I read Misery, which
peak shit.
Oh my god, it's so fucking good.
Makes you want to kill yourself, but
yeah, if you love the movie and you're like, man, this is just like fun and like kind of crazy, read the book and it will just make you feel horrible, and it's so disturbing and fucked up.
Yeah,
it's amazing. It's such a good book. I loved it. 5 out of 5. I listened to 7 hours of Blood Meridian, or An Evening of Redness in the Sky is the subtitle or something like that, by Cormac McCarthy, the guy who wrote The Road and No Country for Old Men.
Oh, I thought Blood Meridian was a Stephen King book.
No, it's from the guy who did The Road, and
that's why I haven't heard of it. Yeah. Dude, you want to talk about bleak? Oh, The Road, dude.
Yeah. You want to talk about bleak? Blood Meridian. There's a scene in this book. This book is, I DNF'd it. I'll probably finish it at some point. I'm almost done it, but I couldn't do it anymore. It's just this gang of scalpers, like head scalpers, going from town to town, killing minorities and like Indians and anybody they want over and over again. And the writing is so good, and the vibes and the way it just paints the picture is so good. But it's just, there's a scene where this guy, Judge Holden, has 2 babies and he's holding them by their ankles, and there's a rock in front of him, and he throws them and their heads into this rock and like explodes their heads at the same time, like literal babies. It's horrifying.
Yeah, we might get taken down off YouTube.
Yeah, and then I got into a part where they're killing a lot of dogs, and I just
Jesus,
it's horrible, but it very well written. And then I got 2 more books. I read I Who Have Never Known Men. I read this book in one day. It was all over my TikTok. I thought it was excellent. Absolutely fantastic. I don't want to say much about it. Go read it. It's like 200 pages. Really fucking good. And now I'm about a third of the way through another Stephen King book called Revival. And I don't think you've read this one.
I don't think so either. Let me look it up.
It is excellent. I'm loving it. I think it's fucking awesome so far. Super interesting. And a lot of people say it's Stephen King's scariest book, mainly towards the end. I'm super curious to see what happens, but highly recommend it. It's great so far. So I'll be finishing that. Excuse me.
Yeah,
soon.
I don't think I've read this one.
It's really good.
Oh shit! I completely forgot about the Dead Zone.
I want
Have
to
you ever
read
seen
that.
Or you read that?
I have it on loan. Or on
what?
hold. I have the Dead Zone on hold at the library. So
oh shit! Okay. Hey, also, I saw Sam said something in the Discord about if you want to read The Outsider, you need to read the Bill Hodges trilogy, like the Mr. That's not true.
Okay.
Don't listen to him.
Is it good? Should I read it?
What? The Outsider?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking incredible. It's in my top 5 favorite King books. I think it's incredible. And then you can watch the show with Ben Mendelsohn and Cynthia Erivo.
Yeah.
The only reason I think he said that is because in The Outsider, there's this character named Holly Gibney, who is like one of the main characters in the Bill Hodges trilogy.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Bill Hodges trilogy is also incredible. I've read those.
I need to
well.
read it so I can read his new book. Yeah, but that's what I've been doing, just reading. Work has sucked. Work's been shit, but I'm happy that I'm just consuming books. They're so good.
Hell yeah.
What about you? How you been doing?
Chilling, man. I've been cooking more. I'm making another quiche tonight.
Nice.
It's a 3 cheese quiche.
Yum.
So that should be good. Oh, come on. Son of a bitch.
What are you lighting?
A candle.
Oh.
It is meant to smell like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland.
It
smells exactly like it. It's incredible.
That's funny.
Like my whole room just smells like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. It's great. No, I'm chilling. I got some good new, I forgot to tell you about this, good new physical media polls at Goodwill. Here, let me grab these off my shelf. These two and these two. Alright, so for Blu-rays, we got The Hangover.
Hell yeah.
Of course, had to get it. One of the greatest comedies of all time. Yep. And The Martian, which I have not seen since its release, but I've been meaning to rewatch.
Yeah, me either.
And we got some special editions. We got The Dark Knight Rises special edition.
Hell yeah.
Look at that shit. How cool is that shit?
5-star movie right there.
That's true. Yeah, Dark Knight Rises. It's a Blu-ray, DVD, and Ultraviolet, which I don't know.
I don't think Ultraviolet anymore.
Is cool. Then it's a collectible. And then Evan, you're gonna love this. This is the 4-disc collector's edition of Prometheus.
Hell yeah.
Goodwill. It was $6.
That's a massive W.
Dude, for real. So got some sweet physical media pulls. I got my record player out of storage, so now I have all my records back, including. Hold on, putting these back. Including.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Massive W.
I have a shit ton of Black Keys too, and Bruce Springsteen, and I have the Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2 soundtracks on vinyl. So, a lot of peak there. Been playing some video games. Evan got me to play Mafia. Which, shit's peak.
It's good. Good video game.
You get to be a mobster in the 1920s. Hell yeah. I wish. Here's my only gripe with it. You remember the racing level near the beginning? That's really fucking fun.
Yeah. In the
I wish there was more of that.
That racing bit, because you played the remake of Mafia 1.
The
original,
definitive.
in the original, it's known as one of the hardest levels in video game history.
Really?
Yeah. People fucking hate that shit.
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was.
Oh no, I loved it too.
And,
super fun.
And I'm pissed. I'm pissed. I can't drive that race car around town.
Yeah, true.
But then there's that crazy horse car that you unlock. That's like insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was super fun. Yeah, I've just been chilling out. You know, rewatching The Office.
Hell yeah.
Because it's one of the greatest television shows ever made. Yeah.
Nice.
So, let's get into it. The Oscars were a couple weeks ago today. First things first, Conan. We usually get someone like Jimmy Kimmel or, one of those other late nights hosts. But this year we got Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
Thoughts? I loved him.
Yeah, he was great. He was super funny.
Yeah. His Carlo Sofia Gascon joke was really funny. And it was even funnier when they cut to a shot of her in the crowd, because I was like, okay, he's making that joke. There's no way she's there. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Awards. What were some ones that we loved? Didn't love so much?
Yeah. I'm very happy that I'm Still Here won Best International Feature. It needed to. Over Emilia Perez. That was fantastic. Massive W. Emilia Perez, just like any award it won, was horrible. The lady who won for the song started.
Oh God, dude,
kill me.
That was horrible. That was just awful. We love to see Flo winning Best Animated.
Huge W over the rest of them did. Except
do you know what the budget comparison is between Flo and Inside Out 2?
No.
Inside Out 2 was made with a budget of $200 million. That's like your average Disney Pixar budget. Flo, $3.5 million.
Damn.
Dude, and I love to see it.
Yeah.
All those Latvian guys, they looked like they were having a great time. I love it.
That was awesome. Mikey Madison, I'm happy for her. I would have liked to have seen Demi Moore win too. I said it earlier in the predictions thing, where it's like there was like 3 people I was happy winning everything. I'm super happy Adrian Brody won. You know me, I'm a massive Brutalist Glazer.
Yeah. Well, and also, what's your opinion on his little...
Dude, I don't give a shit. Like, he won the Best Actor for the second time. Go off, dude. It's your night. Like, I don't know if you watch the Game Awards, but in 2023, I think, Christopher Judge won for Best Performance for Kratos for God of War Ragnarok. And his speech was just under 10 minutes long. It was crazy. It was like 4 minutes longer than Adrian Brody's speech. And everybody jokes about it and gives some shit about it now. But, like, I don't care. Like, just go. Keep talking. Like, you deserve it.
I don't know. Maybe it's my dislike of Adrian Brody as a person.
I'm happy for him. Like,
Yeah.
I like the short speeches, like Joe Pesci, who literally just said thank you and walked away. But
yeah,
I never mind listening to the long ones.
Yeah. We knew Zoe Saldana was going to win. Which, I'm sad that that's the movie that she won for, but I'm happy that she won because I think she is a super talented actress. What were our other surprises? There wasn't really any other surprises. Everything was like,
it wasn't crazy. Out. Yeah, Dune should have won more, but I'm glad it won a couple. It was the Oscars were good. It It wasn't a crazy one. Anora, went crazy as we expected it to.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were fun.
Yeah.
The In
Big,
Memoriam, like, where's David Lynch? What the fuck?
Well, yeah, he didn't get enough time. Also, the song choice. What the fuck
Lacrimosa,
was that?
Lacrimosa is like a funeral song, though. I'm pretty sure, but it doesn't sound like it.
No, the vibes were just like, what are we doing here?
It was weird. But
and what's with Tony Todd getting snubbed?
Yeah, for real.
Dude, what the hell?
Michelle Trachtenberg, too. Like,
yeah. What the hell are we doing, Hollywood?
Yeah, they left out a lot. It was weird. And then, David Lynch should have gotten something. The James Bond thing.
That was sick.
The first part of that was sick. I don't know why you didn't have Adele there to sing Skyfall. That was weird.
Yeah.
But Margaret Qualley...
Dude, she's something else, man. And also, the opening part where it was like paying homage to all these movies based in LA?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit made me cry. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I like teared up.
Yeah. I love it.
And it was like, just like, God, I love movies so much.
I love those kind of things, dude. Those little highlight reels, like the End of Babylon type shit.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah. I was fine with the Oscars. They were good,
Yeah. Yeah. In other news,
I need to start with something because I edged you with this last week, and I told you.
Yeah, you did. Oh, I forgot about this.
The Accountant 2 screened at South by Southwest.
I don't care I don't care if they were good. I don't care if they were bad. This shit is gonna be
heat. They were very good, and everyone said it is a buddy comedy borderline of Ben Affleck and John Barenthal. Super action-packed, but it's literally like, everyone's like, dude, it's like a buddy cop movie with the two of them just fucking shit up. Yeah. I
need this now.
It debuted to like an 80 something on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, it's getting good.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So that's an insane W.
Dude, I'm so ready. I need to rewatch maybe I'll rewatch The Accountant today.
Yeah.
That movie is just, God, it's something else.
I can't wait to fucking see it. Next month, I'm pretty sure. April 23rd. Wait, no. Something. End of April, it comes out.
That's too long.
I know.
We got our first Russo brothers release of the year. Which I most likely will try to sit through, but probably won't finish because I've heard it's terrible. It's a cool concept, I think. Like, big robots, that's always cool, but it just looks awful. Some trailers we got this week. Lilo and Stitch live action. Evan doesn't agree with me, but I don't think this looks terrible.
It looks horrible. They took all the life out of it. It looks so...
the two undercover aliens being like Zach Galifianakis and whoever else that was.
Yeah.
That's not ideal. But I do think it looks kind of cute.
I'll pirate it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to pay money to go see it.
Not as bad as the How to Train Your Dragon one. That shit makes me so
what are
mad.
we even doing? I'm just going to go see that so I can hear John Powell's test drive in the theater.
Yeah, that's fair.
Also, we're getting a re-release of Evan's favorite superhero movie in IMAX.
We are.
Okay, so I wasn't duped. This is real.
No, this is real. Yeah,
Dark Knight is coming back to IMAX.
Yeah.
And, dude, I could not be harder.
Yeah.
Dude,
that's insane.
I have it at a 4.5. It's probably my least favorite of the trilogy. But, I'm like, it's still an incredible movie. And I'm so excited. Because I didn't get to see it in the theater.
Really?
I saw
that movie on the last day of summer vacation. when it came out.
God, what a way to end summer vacation.
I know. It was crazy. It scared the fuck out of me. I was so scared of the Joker. But yeah,
he's
I remember
terrifying.
that day so clearly.
Yeah, so we're hyped for that. But finally, to the best piece of movie news this week. Now, this is a movie me and Evan have been hyping up for about a year. We love this director of Top Gun Maverick, of Oblivion, and of course Tron Legacy. Joseph Kosinski. We got a trailer for his new project, F1, with Brad Pitt, and I didn't know he was in it, but Javier Bardem.
Yeah.
Which has reportedly the largest budget in cinema history. Am I remembering that correctly?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like an insane budget, which is good. You know,
to buy all these Formula One cars.
Yeah.
250 million. So it's up there.
Yeah.
That's like top 15, I think, which is crazy.
But we finally got a trailer.
A full trailer, yeah.
And, no surprise to us all, it looks like it might be one of the best movies ever made. Yeah. I'm so ready. I'm so ready to just get sucked off by Brad Pitt.
I'm going to see this in D-Box where the seats move 100%. Because I saw Furiosa in D-Box and I rated it higher than Fury Road. So I'll be seeing
Dude, you gotta wear a condom if you're gonna go to that so you don't jizz in your pants.
Yeah. I called my dad because my dad lives in Ontario and I was like, dude, you need to fly here for the weekend when this shit comes out. Because my dad is a massive Formula One fan. He watches it every Sunday. We've been to Formula One races together.
Is it fun?
Yeah, it's fun. I was really young when I went.
But, does it play out like in Final Destination?
No, it's loud as fuck.
Yeah, your mom didn't make you put tampons in your ears?
No, we had earplugs though.
Yeah.
If they needle drop the chain in the movie like they did in the trailer,
dude,
I'm gonna need 2 condoms.
It's done.
Yeah.
You're busted through the first one.
It's going to be so good, dude.
I'm so excited. It looks incredible.
I appreciate them not throwing a bunch of big crashes in the trailer.
Yeah.
Because they only showed a couple spinouts and stuff.
Yeah, well, and if he's using CGI or if he's actually racing cars.
Oh, I'm sure he's racing cars.
Yeah.
I would be shocked. Look at Top Gun.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm ready, man. I've been waiting for this. We're getting this release and Tron Ares next year. Wait, who's directing Tron Ares again? It's not Joseph Kosinski, right?
No.
That's so unfortunate.
Let's see.
Tron Ares. Oh, no, I lied. It's coming out this year. Have we gotten a trailer?
No. Wait. Is this... Directed by, oh god, the guy who did... Maleficent 2, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. That's not great.
Yeah.
But I have faith.
No, it's Dead Man's Chest is a good one. That's the second one. Dead Men Tell No Tales is the one he did.
Shit. We'll see. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's cool.
Yeah.
That's all we want.
Yeah. I don't... looking at how I rate the first Tron movie, I don't need it to be good. I just needed it to be cool as shit.
Yeah, and it will be.
And I need Trent Reznor to just put everything he has into that score.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
You want to do Diary?
Yeah.
All right. I'm ready.
Okay, yeah, you go.
Okay. First one, No Sudden Move. This is
I want to watch this.
Steven Soderbergh straight to streaming from 2021. Wasn't terrible. 3.5. It was pretty good. You got a stacked cast.
Yeah,
Don Cheadle, Benicio del Toro, David Harbour, John Hamm, Ray Liotta, Brendan Fraser, Kieran Culkin, Julia Fox, Noah
Crazy
Jupe.
I really want to see that.
It's really interesting the way it's filmed. It's very Soderbergh. It's compelling, it keeps you engaged. Yeah,
That's pretty usual for a Soderbergh movie.
yeah, nothing, but like nothing to write home about. Like
Yeah.
pretty run of the mill film. And then I watched Edmund, which is Stuart. It's a Stuart Gordon film, which is the same guy that made Reanimator, one of the greatest B-rail horror movies of all time. It's also written by David Mamet, which I don't know if you know who David Mamet is, Evan.
Sounds familiar, but
Have you ever watched Glenn Ross?
no, but I know what it is.
Well, he wrote that. He wrote De Palma's The Untouchables.
Hell yeah.
He's done a lot of really cool stuff. William H. Macy is the lead in this one. Kind of just a character study and
Nice.
like in like manhood and just different interesting things. It was really weird, but I liked it. 3.5. Jagger would be really into it. I watched Sallow, or the 120 Days of Sodom, for my project. Again, this offers some really interesting political commentary and different things like that, but it's just not a good movie.
It's so fucking boring.
It really is.
Like half the runtime, maybe more than half of it, is this old lady sitting in a chair telling
Singing.
sex stories and singing while old dudes jerk each other off. It's so boring.
It's not very good.
There's like just scenes of people eating each other's shit, but did it disturb me? No, because I read up about the creation of the movie, and every cast member was having a blast on set because they were eating chocolate fudge.
Hey, good for them.
Yeah. Apparently, very lighthearted production. And then there's some violence at the end that's like... There's a thing with an eyeball that was pretty gross, but...
Yeah.
It's boring as shit.
Yeah. Impractical Jokers, the movie. I finished a rewatch of the Impractical Jokers, and I was like, God, I've seen everything. So I decided to watch the movie, which I had never seen. It's good? The sketches, like the bits, are really good. None of them are good actors at all. It's kind of hilarious.
Does it have a plot?
Yeah, it does, actually.
Oh,
and Paula Abdul is like the main antagonist. It's really strange.
I thought it was just like the Jackass movie where it's just more of the same.
There is, but it also has a plot. You should check it out. It's fun. If you like Impractical Jokers, you'll enjoy your time. Let's see. After that, I watched Heretic, another 2024 release that I've been meaning to get to. Shit was heat. Hugh Grant just kills it. Sophie Thatcher, man, she is shaping up to be like our brand new Scream Queen.
Yeah, with Companion too. Like she's
Maxine, Companion, Heretic, and the Boogeyman, which it ain't great, but it wasn't the worst.
Yeah.
And that's a Stephen King story as well.
The Boogeyman?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's from one of my favorite horror directors, Rob Savage. Because he made Host. Maybe
Trey's
one of the best.
Resident glazer of Host.
Dude, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Wait, have you seen Host?
Yeah, of course.
It's great. It's so good.
Yeah, super scary.
Snatch we're gonna talk about in a bit. I rewatched Meet the Parents because I was feeling like need a laugh. Ben Stiller just has some of the greatest comedic timing of all time. Genuinely one of the fun. Dude, incredible. I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
That was really good.
Yeah.
You dialed the eyes in perfectly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the I have certain phrases that I do to do celebrities, and that's my De Niro impression. I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
Hell yeah.
And then this is my Trump.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
That's all it is.
Yeah. Yeah. would you
Meet
give
the-
Meet the Parents?
It's a 4. You know, it's
yeah.
great.
What about
It's-
Meet the Fockers?
I need to rewatch it, but I remember honestly liking it more than Meet the Parents
That's
because
a W.
of Dustin Hoffman and Barbara Streisand and how funny they are.
Yeah,
they
they're
are.
great.
Like The Wall of Gay. I remember that.
Yeah, I have such a soft spot for these movies.
They're
Like,
they're
even-
just so enjoyable.
Even Little Fockers, which is not a good movie, I still like.
Yeah. Yeah. And Owen Wilson is great as a massive douchebag in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very enjoyable. And
Oh, yeah.
as someone who went on a vacation with my girlfriend's family that didn't go the best, you know, there's a lot of this where I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
duh, you know,
Shit. Yeah. Tell me about that later.
No, I had this girlfriend who you know me, I'm
Yeah.
a pretty liberal dude.
Yes.
I think everybody should just worry about people hating who they are. I had a girlfriend, I went on a skiing trip with her dad's side, and they are very conservative. Like, they're putting microchips in the COVID vaccine type of conservative. You know, and there's this joke from the Louis C.K. show where he walks in hungover to like a coffee bar, and he just everybody talking. It sounds like the Charlie Brown adults talking, but you'll hear little snippets. So there's this part where this lady goes, "Bah, bah, bah, Republicans," bah, 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 bah. You know, and it's really funny. And me and my dad quote it all the time. And I was sitting at dinner. Her entire family is Republican. And I was just like thinking to myself about it, and then I go, Republicans. And my girlfriend kicks me under the table, and I was like, oh God, wrong crowd. Yeah.
Damn.
I've been really into Christopher McQuarrie recently. Because of the Mission Impossible movies that me and Evan have been watching. So I decided to watch Jack Reacher.
Hell yeah.
You know, it's Ethan Hunt. He's not Jack Reacher. He's Ethan Hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie's just cool as shit. You know, after watching Gone Girl, I was like, yeah, I don't see what all the hype is around Rosamund Pike, but after watching this,
That's a crazy sentence.
you know, but she's like a psychopath in Gone Girl, so I'm like, that. But after watching this, I'm like, whew, all right, I can get behind this. That's what she said.
I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at you saying that Rosamund Pike's performance in Jack Reacher is more memorable.
No, like as like a person I find attractive.
Oh.
Obviously, her performance in Gone Girl is better.
Okay.
But like, I'm like looking at her in
Gotcha.
Gone Girl, and I'm like,
Yeah, okay.
But in Jack
Okay.
Reacher, I'm like, oh.
That's fair. Not trying to
That-
get your throat slit while you're...
God,
reminding
dude,
you.
calling me out. And Robert Duvall is in it, and who doesn't love Robert Duvall? Is he still alive? He is. God, he's almost 100 years old.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's 94.
Shit.
God, what an actor, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jack Reacher is dope. Then I watched Boyhood for the first time. I mean, it sucks that the main kid who plays Mason Jr. like grew up to be a really shitty actor.
Is he still acting?
No, but like near the end of the movie when he's
Oh,
older,
I see.
he's just so bad. But Ethan Hawke and Patricia Arquette like carry this movie on their back, as does
Yeah.
the soundtrack. I love how Linklater uses the soundtrack in this movie to like show the passage of time. I think it's
Yeah.
really interesting, and you know, it's a really beautiful film. After that, also Ethan Hawke giving off the most wholesome dad vibes. Like, dude, Ethan Hawke, you want to adopt me? That was weird. Then I watched The
You'd be sisters
Landlord.
with Maya Hawke.
What?
You'd be sisters with Maya Hawke then.
That wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
She seems like a pretty cool cat. What?
Yeah. You're on
What?
one today.
What do you mean?
She would be a cool cat. Yeah.
She is. She seems like a cool cat.
She does. Yeah.
What is that, like an insult? Like, that's
No.
a compliment.
If you listen to her music, she has some good music.
She does.
Yeah.
Some good music videos too. Sorry.
You know.
Oh, yeah. So I watched. I guess I rewatched the Landlord. Adam McKay's The Landlord because I was bored and scrolling on YouTube. What a masterpiece. You know what this is, right?
No, I've never heard of it.
What? It's the one where Adam McKay's daughter like shows up and she's like Will Ferrell's landlord. It's like a Comedy or Die, one of those.
Oh.
And she's like, "Give me my fucking money!" And do you know it?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's loggable on Letterboxd. So I logged it.
Nice.
It's incredible.
Shameless.
It's so funny.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
That is genuinely one of the best videos online.
Yeah.
Then I watched Dark Crimes, the movie where Jim Carrey plays a Polish detective.
People hate this movie.
You know, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen. Definitely wasn't the best. The Number 27 or whatever that movie's called.
Yeah.
That is definitely much better, I think. The Number 23.
Yeah.
But, like, it wasn't, like, the worst thing I've ever seen.
Nice.
Man on the Ledge with Sam Worthington.
Hell yeah.
Pretty damn good. Stacked cast: Sam Worthington, Elizabeth Banks, Jamie Bell, Anthony Mackie, Ed Harris, Kira Sedgwick. Super stacked cast. Pretty good time. Kept me engaged. Nothing special, you know. The Marksman. Checked off another Liam Neeson movie. Evan.
Yeah. I want to see this.
You know, not the worst thing I've ever seen. It ain't great, but it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. Liam Neeson just being a badass per usual. This time, he does not have a dead daughter, though. He has a dead wife.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Close enough.
But, you know, he needs a dead relative to be... It needs a dead relative to be a Liam Neeson movie.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, that was fine. So I remembered that Final Destination 6 was coming out this year, so I was like, I've only ever seen the first one, so I'm going to watch all of these. Final Destination 1, I rewatched. This movie's iconic.
Yeah.
Sean William Scott does not belong in this movie at all. He is just so odd. It's such an odd placement.
Yeah.
You know, that I didn't totally understand. But, you know, great. The kills were super solid. Final Destination 2. Also,
Banger.
very good. Kills. Again, dude, that's the biggest thing I've come away with these movies is, like, the kills. There's some top-tier kills in this franchise.
Final Destination 2 single-handedly made everyone scared to drive behind log trucks.
Yeah. That checks out. Is this the one? Yeah, this is the highway pile-up one.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy, sick car crash.
Final Destination 3, is this... Do I have this at
Roller
the...
coaster.
This is at the top of my rankings. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, this was an absolute blast. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is great. I really want to go on this roller coaster. And now I'm just like... I love Tony Todd being a goofy guy.
His aura in these movies is crazy.
Dude, it's just the Tony... It's not his character. It's just the Tony Todd aura. It's how it is in every Tony Todd movie.
Yeah.
And video game.
Yeah, true.
They should add video game campaigns to Letterboxd.
That would be... Dude, add everything. TV, movies, video games, books, music. Just make it a one-stop shop.
That's true. That would...
Because the AI, or the UI, the interface is so good. Goodreads sucks. Music board sucks.
That is, I hate Goodreads, dude.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Fuck that app. The Final Destination, number 3. This was probably my least favorite, but it had some of the coolest kills. But I was least invested in the characters.
Oh, yeah.
That's for sure. This is probably the worst one.
Dude, the Chad getting all of his shit sucked out of his butthole.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
The shot of his, like, chest caving in always gets me. This is the one I've seen the most amount of times. I've probably seen it, like, 10 times.
That's wild.
We owned it on DVD, and I would just watch it over and over again. I had so much fun.
Yeah. Final Destination 5. I think this came in as my number 3 favorite. You know, I really enjoyed the characters. Nicholas D'Agosto, who plays like the lead guy, he plays Harvey Dent in Gotham.
Shit.
So I was kind of already partial.
Yeah.
But David Koechner is in this, who we love. The Pac-Man, Todd Packer.
And PJ Byrne.
Dude, PJ Byrne is a dog in this movie.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He has a rough death.
Yeah, whoa. Yeah, dude, just a menace to society in this movie. But we love PJ Byrne. He's great.
Yeah. The kills are... 5 is probably, in my opinion, the best one. Like, I think it's a pretty good movie, but the bridge scene is fucked. The
bridge scene is sick.
When the burning hot asphalt hits David Koechner in his face, or is it PJ Byrne? One of the two.
No, it's David Koechner.
And his fucking face melts off. Oh.
Yeah.
But then,
and the gymnast scene.
It's horrifying.
I was watching that in the back of the car after I'd gone out with my sister and my parents last night, and my sister looks over as she like.
Oh yeah.
Crumples, and I'm like, sorry.
Brutal.
You know, but
acupuncture, laser eye, dude.
And the best ending out of all of them.
Yeah, the ending is fucking awesome.
Crazy, like that if you were to watch these in chronological order, you would actually watch this one first.
Yeah. Great movie. I love fun.
Really, really fun. So, if you're interested, my final rankings. Also, who's the hot lady in number 5? You know who I'm talking about?
The one who gets her eye surgery?
Yeah, dude. That was rough. Watching the eye.
Tough.
Yeah.
I have no idea what her name is.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
Oh, wait. I have it here. Jacqueline McKeans Wood. She's, like, never been in anything else.
Damn.
She's Canadian, though.
Hell yeah.
Them Canadian women.
Yep.
I'm sorry. So, final ranking. Number 3 is at number 1, and then number 1, and then 5, and then 2, and then 4.
Yeah, okay. I'm so scared for the 6th one, though, because it's called Bloodlines, and when horror movies get these, like, subtitles, Bloodlines, Retribution, Revelations, Genesis, shit like that.
Dude, for real.
And that's when they get really bad. Hellraiser, Children of the Corn.
Okay, Children of the Corn is an outlier. Those were really bad from the beginning.
Yeah, except 3. I love 3. 3
is the one where they're in the city.
Yeah, with the tree monster at the end.
That shit is heat, dude. That movie's so good.
Yeah, that movie.
The practical effects in that movie are insane.
Yeah, but when horror movies get these subtitles, this one they get real stinky.
Well, we got Halloween Revelations with Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, true. Resurrection.
Resurrection. But that's another one that goes in that category.
The director has directed 7 films. 2 of them are... one of them, Tasmanian Devils, with 350 logs. Dead Rising Watchtower. Okay. The live-action Kim Possible movie with a 1.9 average.
Who plays Kim Possible?
Nobody. Sadie Stanley, star of The Sleepover.
Oh man, that sounds like shit.
And then we got Leprechaun Origins with a 1.4 average.
Oh God.
And
Here's all they need to do is they just need to have gnarly kills. No one cares about the story or the characters anymore.
Have you seen the trailer?
Kills. No.
You should watch the trailer after this.
No, I'm gonna go in blind. Go in blind.
Yeah. Good series.
Yeah. And then last night I rewatched one of the most haunting mockumentaries out there, Lake Mungo.
Nice.
Is a rewatch. This shit still hits. It's super good. Some really creepy and fucked up moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you've seen this.
Yeah,
we have it at the exact same score, 3.5.
Nice.
And finally, this morning I watched a film, which, Evan, I want you to add this to your watch list right now. It's called The Company You Keep.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's like an investigative, a former Weather Underground activist, which the Weather Underground, this was like a real thing during the 60s and 70s. They were like a group of radical leftyists that were part of like all these like bombings and stuff in America, like protesting the Vietnam War and stuff. But the story of this movie is not real. It's fictionalized. But it's about like an investigative reporter who's trying to like uncover all this. It's kind of like Spotlight.
Yeah. It sounds up my alley.
Listen to this cast though. Robert Redford. And Robert Redford also directed it. Which he did a pretty good job, if I do say so myself. Shia LaBeouf, Brendan Gleeson, Terrence Howard, Susan Sarandon, Nick Nolte, Chris Cooper, The Tooch, Richard Jenkins, Anna Kendrick, Sam Elliott.
Hell yeah. That's a crazy cast. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's on the watch list.
Hell yeah, dude. I really enjoyed it. 4 stars for me.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. You want to give us your next one?
Yeah, I don't have a ton because I've been watching a lot of TV. I watched Adolescence. I told Trey about this one on Netflix. Watch this shit. It's a 4-episode miniseries with Stephen Graham, same director as Boiling Point. Every episode is one single take. It was fucking crazy. Loved it. I watched Like Stars on Earth and Snatch. Talk about those in a sec. And then I watched It Chapter 1, the first one. It's so good, dude. I wanted to watch a Stephen King movie.
Yeah. Andy Muschietti is shitty when he directs superhero movies. It's super good when he directs horror movies. Yeah, Andy Muschietti just needs to stick to horror.
Yeah, 5 stars. I love it. I need to watch the second one still.
Did you know that was the first ever horror movie I ever watched?
Nice.
And it was at Christian summer camp.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We all did not sleep that night.
Yeah, that's fair. First horror movie I ever saw was Sixth Sense.
Oh, that's a W.
I was like 7 years old, I think. Scared the shit out of me.
Well, especially the one where the lady's like in the kitchen and she's like, "Look what he did to me!"
Yeah.
And I was like, you know.
Chad Grandma showed me that one.
Dude, of course she did. My dad showed me that one.
Hell yeah. After that, I watched Death Becomes Her with, this is directed by Robert Zemeckis, stars Goldie Hawn, Bruce Willis, Meryl Streep, and Isabella Rossellini, your favorite. This movie's fucking hysterical. You should watch this. Put this on the watch list. It
is on my watch list.
It's really funny. Some really good practical effects. Bruce Willis is great, but Meryl Streep is like, she's so fucking funny in this movie. I loved it. 4.5. Second half is extremely good. Watched Marvel movies. On the day that I finished The Dark Tower, there was only one thing to do, and it was to watch The Dark Tower, which was a crime against humanity and a utter piece of shit movie that I will pretend doesn't exist. 0.5 star. Terrible.
Yeah.
After that, for the Real Talk challenge this week, it was shuffle your watch list and watch the first movie that comes up. And
that's what I do when I'm choosing movies.
What came up was Handy Dandy, which
is that Robert?
No, but it's a Robert adjacent type movie. It was It was bad. It was really bad.
Did you have a good time though? That's the important thing.
There was a couple of scenes that made me laugh. I gave it a 1 star. And then I rewatched Misery because
Dude,
yeah,
Rob Reiner, one of the most like diverse filmmakers
yeah, for
working
real.
today.
Yeah, he's so
Bro
good.
can do anything.
Yeah, for real. Then I watched Mickey 17. I thought it was fine. I gave it a 3 star. I think the book does just the whole thing better. Except for Robert Pattinson. He was so good. Stephen Yeun, crazy miscast. They character nuked him from the book.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't really like that bit. But Mark Ruffalo literally plays Trump in this movie. Red hats,
Yeah.
talks with the lip up. So that was pretty funny. Um, I love Mark Ruffalo, so yeah. I don't know. I'll probably watch it again at some point, but it's fun. The first act and the ending are really strong, and it's a bit slow in the middle. And then, I don't really know what urged me to do this, but I've watched Star Trek: The Motion Picture from 1979, and
Hell yeah.
it was pretty fucking sick. The score is crazy. It's like one of the best scores I've ever heard. It was so good. I gave that a 4 star, and then after that, I watched Star Trek II: Wrath of Khan, 5 star, fucking banger. It was so good. Uh, Leonard Nimoy is goated in this, and uh, Ricardo Montalban, who plays Khan,
Hell yeah.
so
Doesn't
fucking cute.
Benedict Cumberbatch play him in the new ones?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
I
gotta
remember
watch the
seeing
new
that.
ones.
Well, I've seen that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, 5 stars. Fucking loved it. I'm gonna watch the rest of them this week.
Hell
And
yeah.
then I watched the new David Cronenberg movie, The Shrouds, and I'm kind of split on it because I don't think it's a very nice movie, and it's very odd, but it's not like a body horror movie or anything. But David Cronenberg made this movie because his wife died, and the plot of it is that Vincent Cassell's wife dies from bone cancer, and he is
Mm-hmm.
heavily invested in this company that makes graves where the tombstone can see into the ground and give you a like real time imaging thing of the skeleton and like decomposing and all that shit. And he's like, "Oh, it's so intimate, like I can see it." But then he notices like weird shit on her skeleton. That's like part of the story. But he has this
Mm-hmm.
like these dreams of his wife losing her body to cancer, and he's like sad that he can't fuck her anymore. It's
What the hell?
it's weird. Yeah, I don't know. Like I get that Cronenberg maybe he processes grief this way. The more I sit on this movie, the less I like it. I gave it a 3.5 because I think it's pretty interesting the way it tackles death, but it's like the most bleak and like void, emotionless thing I've ever seen, which is cool. And Vincent Cassell's good. Shit, what's her name? Diane Kruger is pretty good in it too.
Oh, we love Diane Kruger. She's
Yeah,
great.
she plays like 3 different people in this movie.
Oh shit.
uh, and Guy Pearce plays this like crackhead incel conspiracy theorist
Mm-hmm.
with like a Justin Bieber swoop haircut.
Hell yeah.
He was pretty entertaining. So yeah, it's not my favorite Cronenberg, but not my least favorite. Um, yeah, the screener of it leaked. That's how I watched it. So I might watch it again when it fully comes out, but
Hell yeah.
nothing too crazy there. And then on Saturday, I went and saw the new Steven Soderbergh movie, Black Bag, and I fucking loved it.
Ooh.
I gave it a 4, probably 4.5. I want to rewatch it. I was tired. I saw it after work. Um, it's such a fun time. This is a 90-minute spy thriller. It's like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but without the action. And they took all the action and turned it into like espionage and mystery and deception. Michael Fassbender and Kate Blanchett are so good. And I gotta find his name because this guy, Tom Burke, he's in Furiosa, like the dude from Furiosa.
Oh, that guy.
This guy is so fucking good in this movie. Yeah, it's a ton of fun. It's really entertaining. The ending is awesome. Pierce Brosnan pretty much plays James Bond in this movie.
Hell yeah.
Naomi Aki is really good too. Yeah, no, I loved it. I had such a good time. Or Naomi Harris, sorry. Um, she was fantastic. The score is super loud, just like stand up bass and drums. So I love that. I'm definitely gonna watch this again. And Steven Soderbergh's straight up carrying 2025. Um,
Hell yeah.
and then last night, uh, me and my girlfriend watched F Mary Kill on Amazon Prime,
Okay.
starring Lucy Hale, and the plot is there's someone called the Swipe Right Killer who just like kills people from Tinder,
Mm-hmm.
and her like fiance or boyfriend, I don't know, leaves her, so she is on this app, and all her friends are like, well, you can't be, you got to be careful because what if you get killed by the Swipe Right Killer? And she finds these three dudes and decides that one of them is like a fuck and one of them is a Mary, and then one of them is the killer, and she's trying to figure it out. It was pretty bad, but it had some funny moments that made me laugh. um I did fall asleep through like half an hour of the second act, but yeah, it was all right. I gave it a
Yeah.
1.5. It wasn't like offensively bad. That's the watch list. Yeah, pretty solid week. Yeah, shall we? You want me to talk about like Stars on Earth?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So this is. I liked it. I gave it a 3.5 with a heart. I think it's a really sweet movie. The plot of it is there's this kid. I don't remember his name. I watched it like 2 weeks ago, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, he's in a very strict Indian family. His parents ask a lot of him academically, and he's got a brother who's super smart and straight A's and all that shit. And he's in school, and he can't do anything right, and he has dyslexia. So, but like it's not a common diagnosis for dyslexia in India at this time. So, uh, he can't really read, can't do math, shit like that, and he meets a teacher who is like diagnosed dyslexia, but like a lot more manageable. And this teacher takes him under his wing and shows him like how to be creative and like how learning can be fun. It's a really cute coming of age movie, super wholesome. But the thing I really liked is uh whenever he's like trying to do math and read and shit like that,
Yeah.
the words on the page will like jumble around like someone with dyslexia, and then they'll like turn into like visuals and like animation and fantasy and shit on the screen. Like it's really cool. Like I really enjoyed that aspect. Like they'll turn into like a fish flowing through water, or like a fairy floating through the sky and shit like that. It's really cute and cool. I thought it was pretty unique. It's got that thing that a lot of these Bollywood movies, at least the ones I've seen, have, where like scene transitions and montages will be followed by like talk singing songs describing what's going on in the story, that I'm not a massive fan of.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird, breaks the immersion, and it's too long. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes. Like, it doesn't actually feel that long, but yeah, I had a good time. I liked it more than I was expecting to. I'd recommend it. The one, I'm pretty sure, I think it was on the IMDb list, The Secret in Their Eyes or something. That's still my favorite of these Indian movies. That one was fucking amazing.
I don't remember
We've
that
got,
one.
I don't think you watched it because it was a tough one to find and it was really long, but that one was fucking amazing. That's definitely still my favorite. I think we have another Bollywood movie coming up soon.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it was good. I'd recommend it. 3.5.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's talk about Snatch. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. I grew up watching this movie. I've seen it so many times. My dad loves Guy Ritchie. We've seen all his movies together. It's infinitely quotable. This is a 5-star for me. Like, it's so fucking funny.
A dig?
A deck? You like decks?
A dog?
Oh,
I like Dag.
Yeah, Dag.
I like Degs.
the every story arc in this movie is just full of quotable shit and funny ass moments. The whole robbery scene is just hysterical.
Yeah.
I thought you said he was a getaway driver. The fuck can he get away from? This fat ass dude sitting there. Yeah. The Tyrone storyline with the dog is it's just
The
it
dig.
makes me giggle. Yeah, the dig. It makes me giggle every time because they're like I don't know. I'm not even that massive on British comedy, but this Guy Ritchie style, I fucking love it.
Yeah, Guy Ritchie, it's just him.
Yeah. So I'll leave it at that until we can like those are my opening thoughts. But...
I really like this. It's not my favorite Guy Ritchie. My favorite is The Gentleman. Really, just because of that one scene with Colin Farrell. I mean, really, all the scenes with Colin Farrell in that movie are incredible. But yeah, I had a blast with this. You could consider this a foreign language film because of you can't understand jack shit. But yeah, I had a blast. I don't know. It's been a few weeks, so I don't really have too much to say on it. Yeah. The final sequence with the Brad Pitt fight.
Yeah, I love watching that whole bit come together, and you realize that they've just like had this perfect plan to win all along.
Yeah.
When, what's his name? Vinnie Jones shows up, and there's that moment, Bullet Tooth Tony, and they're sitting at the table. They point the like fake gun at him, and he's like, "Well, I've got a 50 caliber Desert Eagle pointed at your cock," and the whole shootout goes down to.
Yeah,
I love Vinnie Jones, and you know, I'm a Jason Statham meat rider. Turkish is so fucking funny. How long are those sausages, Turkey? Or 2 minutes, Turkish. It was 2 minutes, 5 minutes ago.
5 minutes ago.
Oh, it's so good, dude. Stephen Graham, again, we love Stephen Graham. We love to see him. I don't understand people who don't like this movie or like actively dislike it. I don't really get that.
Yeah, it's a good time.
It's so much fun. What did you give it? Like a 4?
A 5.
Fuck yeah. We might have to watch Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels just for fun because it's very similar to Snatch.
Is it Guy Ritchie?
Yeah, it's his first movie.
Oh, okay.
Or one of his first movies, and then one of the other ones that I think is insanely slept on and has one of our Pookies in it, Rock and Rolla. Gerard Butler. It's like an underground crime ring movie. It fucking rules. Gerard Butler.
Oh yeah.
Tom
I did
Wilkinson,
see that in his filmography, and I added it to my watch list.
Thonday Newton, Mark Strong, Idris Elba, Tom Hardy, Jeremy Piven, Ludacris. That movie is so slept on. We got to do a little Guy Ritchie fest. But yeah, it's tough. We watched these movies a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, so we can't really talk too much about him.
But watch Snatch.
Yeah,
you'll have fun. You don't want to sit here and listen to me quote Snatch for half an hour because I can't do the accents.
Dogs. Yeah, I like Degs. Yeah. So now we're gonna kick it. I'll edit this in. We're gonna talk about our Marvel movies. But thank you for joining us on today's episode. We will see you this weekend for another one.
Heck yeah.
Alright, so today joining us to talk about our 2 Marvel movies is a good friend of mine from school, Hunter, a fellow comic books nerd, and he just wanted to be on to we're talking about Thor Ragnarok and Black Panther today in our Marvel retrospective. But before we get into anything, Hunter, you want to give us you can do your top 4 favorite movies, your top 4 Marvel movies, whatever you want to do.
I'll do my top 4 favorite movies. This is what's on my letterbox right now. Django, Her, Under the Silver Lake, and Empire Strikes Back.
Dude, that's a massive. That's a that's such. Also, I didn't know you had a letterbox.
I don't use it that much. I literally downloaded it just because I knew I was doing this, and I was like, I haven't really
did you download it just within the past week or so?
I had it before because I used to really keep up with movies, but like with
Sure.
school and everything, it's so exhausting for me to keep up with movies nowadays.
Well, and you got a kid too, and
Yeah, I can't take him to the theater. I can't wait to take him to the theaters. Oh my god, when I do that, I'm probably gonna be like a new movie nerd again because I love going to the theaters. That used to be like my favorite thing to do by myself. And
for
then,
sure.
but yeah, and then also I would like throw in Pirates of the Caribbean 2 on my top 5 movies.
Hell
That's
yeah,
a
Gore
W.
Verbinski.
Dude,
Trey,
brother,
have you seen Under the Silver Lake?
Yeah, I have. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I remember really enjoying it.
That movie's sick.
Yeah. I put it up there with Beau is Afraid. Like that same kind of like outrageous, what the fuck is happening right now kind of vibe. But yeah, we're here to talk Marvel movies today. So do you guys have a preference of which one we want to start with? No?
No,
Well, let's get the bad out of the way first. All right, Black Panther, released in 2018, I believe. If
That
I'm
sounds right.
correct, let me check my. Yeah, 2018. Chadwick Boseman, of course, is Black Panther. Not the first time we've seen him. Michael B. Jordan is our villain. Eric Killmonger, Lupita Nyong'o's in this. Denai Guerrero. I'm butchering some of these names. Evan, you know this. I can't do names.
Hold on.
Denai Guerrero. Yeah. You know, I can't.
You're killing it.
Dude, it's just awful.
Guria.
Guria. Martin Freeman, Daniel Kaluuya, Winston Duke, of course. We love Winston Duke. I mean, it's a stack cast. Andy Serkis.
Insane.
You know, this was a huge thing culturally because a movie starring a black superhero has never been this successful. This movie killed it at the box office. And with a mostly black cast, besides Martin Freeman. Martin Freeman is our token white guy in this movie.
Yeah.
But it's so funny. Especially when Shuri keeps calling him colonizer.
Yeah, that was funny.
That shit is so good. Hunter, since you're a guest, I'm going to kick it to you first. We kind of do like our opening thoughts on the movie, and then we'll like go around and we can just have like an open conversation. But what are like your initial thoughts about Black Panther?
I will say it was a little better than I remember on this rewatch. Wasn't that good still, but there's some highlights. Like I think the action scenes were pretty good, and then the soundtrack was good. Killmonger, one of the best villains in the MCU.
Yeah.
And honestly, the second half kind of fell off for me. Like I kind of clocked out towards the end of it, but it was a little bit better than I remember it being, but not by that much.
Yeah. Evan, what about you? Opening thoughts.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I'm pretty like I have this movie at like a 2.5, but overall I'm just pretty indifferent to it. I don't think it's that fun. Like the performances are really good and the cast is crazy. Like the world building, Wakanda is a cool place. It's just the third act is so disgusting looking that I don't feel the need to ever want to rewatch it, you know? Like the opening scene or like the whole opening bit with the, battle in the water, that shit's cool. Winston Duke's, he's always awesome. But
dude, for real.
I don't know. I'm just like very indifferent to it.
Yeah, I feel the same way. There's not much in this movie that interests me. I will say the bit in South Korea, that whole car chase scene is pretty sick. You can never go wrong with Black Panther's suit. I mean, it's just so tough. And like the shot of when he, in the very beginning, where he like puts out the power of the trucks, and then you know, they like put the flashlight in the trees and you see him.
Oh, that was so cool.
That shit is awesome. But yeah, Evan, like you said, the third act really falls off visually. And like Marvel, a lot of their movies, they do a really good job of making stuff look natural. This looks very unnatural. I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
Dark, so you
Hunter,
can barely see what's happening at times.
Yeah. I don't like Killmonger as a villain. I think he's quite boring.
Really?
And I also think that they killed off Claw way too early. Because in the and they bring Namor in the second movie in Wakanda Forever, and that's like Black Panther's main nemesis in the comics. I mean, Hunter, you can confirm this. It's that like.
Yeah, he's pretty big. He's like
Namor and Claw, and
yeah.
I mean, it's just this thing Marvel does with choosing like. Sometimes they do it. Sometimes they choose the big rivals. They did Loki. They did Ultron. They did Red Skull. But then you get like where they have, like Iron Man movies, and they went with Obadiah Stane in the first movie. When you really should go with the Mandarin in the first movie. I don't know. I just think I love Andy Serkis as Ulysses Claw, and I think they killed him off way too early. And maybe that's why I have a bad taste in my mouth about Killmonger. But, yeah. Hunter, you were about to say something. What were you about to say?
Oh, yeah, I just think Marvel kind of... they just have a trend of, like not doing their good villains, like, right? Like, Ultron, like... Same thing with this movie. I feel like Age of Ultron and this one, like, the conflict didn't really last long enough to make it feel significant. Like, they both felt like it took maybe a week from the start of the movie to the end of the movie. And especially this movie, it really weighed down, like, how cool Killmonger was. Like, I would have loved it if they focused on, like a civilian's POV of the whole revolution and make it feel more like a revolution. Like, what do the Wakandan citizens think of Killmonger? Do they think he's right? And like I think if they just focus more on the revolution side of Killmonger taking over, and
sure,
I think if they just fleshed that out more, that would have been cool. Yeah, I just feel like they just didn't do that part justice at all. Like, literally, he shows up, he defeats T'Challa, and then he burns the herbs and everything. And then immediately after that, we go back to T'Challa, and then him coming back to beat him in the end. And then it's like, okay, what did he actually do, though, besides just burn the sacred herb, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, and I think that's totally valid. I think and this is one of my biggest worries with the new Superman movie, is... fully fleshing out these villains, and it's so hard to do in 2 hours when it's specifically with Marvel, you just have so many characters, which isn't always a detriment. Like, I love Age of Ultron. We talked about that a few weeks ago. And Evan, what do you have Age of Ultron at? A 4.5 out of 5?
4.5.
Yeah, and I have it at a 4.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the best. But this also goes back to people talk about the Marvel villain problem, is they always kill off their best villain. Like, at the end of every movie, the villain dies. They don't keep around anyone for any like team ups in the future. They kill off Ultron. They kill off Killmonger. Everybody, and they do the same thing here.
I feel like my perspective's a bit... I feel like my perspective has changed on this rewatch too, because like Age of Ultron, an Avengers movie where it's like this villain pops in and just fucking dies right away.
Sure.
And you've been waiting this whole time, but then watching them back to back to back to back to back, it's like, oh well, the build up, I'm not waiting for it,
Yeah.
Because I'm just going straight to the next movie. But also, I like the comic books. I don't read them religiously though, so I'm like,
Sure.
Man, I wish I could have seen more Ultron. I don't know what he did in the comics, though.
Well, there's an entire timeline in the comics where Ultron basically killed most of the, like, all the superheroes of the world had to go, like, underground because Ultron, like, took over the world and was, like, murdering all these superheroes.
Yeah, they could have gone, like, he could have been a pretty big villain. Like, if they kept him around after Age of Ultron, like, the next couple movies could have been, like, about what Ultron's doing, and they could have done a part 2. I think that would have done Ultron justice. But, like, I've heard the joke, like, Weekend of Ultron, and I think that's perfect. Because I like the movie a lot, too, but that just really weighs it down as, like, he just doesn't feel as big as he should, you know?
Yeah. And in the comic, I mean, that's how they could have introduced Ant-Man as well. Because that, in the comics, that's who creates Ultron is Hank Pym. And the reason, it's like, he's like, Ultron is like the conscience of Hank Pym. And the reason he's so homicidal is because of, like, Hank Pym's bipolar disorder and, like, all this stuff. And, you know, that's the thing, though, with Marvel is that there is so much source material to work from that there's always going to be, no matter how good the movie is, there's always going to be stuff left out. And I think that is why I don't like Killmonger as a villain, because there's other Black Panther villains that I would have preferred to see. Like Namor. But we get him in Wakanda forever, so we'll talk about that then.
I still haven't seen that one.
Dude, God. Namor is cool.
I've heard Namor's pretty cool, yeah.
Dude.
I don't know why. I wasn't going to the theater that often back then, and it was like, do I really want to go watch? That's like fresh off the pandemic, and it's like, do I really want to go watch?
Well, and it's also so long.
Equal to a movie I don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy long.
But yeah, Black Panther, culturally significant. You can't deny that.
Yeah.
It's super cool.
Kendrick Lamar and SZA went crazy on the soundtrack. It's so
that
good.
is one thing I will say is the soundtrack for this movie is heat.
Oh, the drums, that they keep using. Oh, that's so cool.
And as always, Black Panther has some of the coldest lines in the MCU, like where he's walking after he like crashes with a plane, and he's like, "I never yielded, and as you can see, I am not dead." It's just like
killing that.
Yeah,
you know?
That's really cool.
But yeah, I mean, it's fine. There's really fun sequences, but you know, nothing to write home about.
The first half is where most of the fun is.
Yeah,
and I think that the like Wakanda is like an interesting place, and like between the like customs, but also this like the whole city itself, or like the country itself. Like, there's a lot that's cool there, and then like getting back there in Infinity War is like pretty hype. So
yeah,
could have gotten a bit more,
a little bit more. But yeah, it was really cool to see Wakanda after the teaser and like the Civil War post-credit scene. It was really cool to finally see it and everything. I thought the technology was so crazy in like such a movie way. Like when they put the bead in Martin Freeman's like bullet wound, and they're like, "This will make you feel better." Like that was a little funny to me because I was like, "How does that like what does vibranium do that makes a bullet wound feel better?"
Here's what vibranium does in the Marvel universe: magic, essentially.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much how you have to think about it at this point. It's just,
But yeah, and then that was followed up by probably the only like really great movie in the Thor franchise, or was Ragnarok before? No, Ragnarok. Oh no, Ragnarok was 2017. So, holy shit! Spider-Man: Homecoming, Ragnarok, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and Logan all came out in the same year.
That's a pretty good year.
That's and the Lego Batman movie.
Back, dude.
Oh,
But
Ugh.
Justice League also came out that year. Like the Justice League.
There has to
We
be
don't need
balance.
to talk about that.
There has to be balance, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's true.
2017 was a crazy year. You had Get Out. Holy shit, this is insane.
Damn, yeah, I get it.
God, I'm
Yeah,
going
that's
down a
crazy.
rabbit hole. Thor
Trey,
Ragnarok.
Are you watching the post-credit scenes when you watch all these movies?
Yes.
I feel like I should start watching them. I haven't watched.
Do you not
mine.
watch the post-credit scenes?
No, because I've been watching the 2 movies back to back. I should probably start watching them. I'll go
They
back
have
and
a
watch them.
skip credit scene now in Disney
Yeah.
Plus. It's kind of messed up that
Oh,
you
did it
just have
really?
to skip everyone who worked on the
Shit.
movie. But
Yeah.
Start.
But yeah, did you watch the Spider-Man Homecoming one?
No. Oh yeah, I did watch that one.
The Captain America one where
Yeah,
he's
I
like
watched that
talking
one.
about patience?
dude,
Do you
watching
remember Hunter?
theaters, dude.
Oh, it was
it
so
was
good.
so funny.
But yeah, and then the Black Panther one, isn't it? I didn't watch it this time. Isn't it Bucky?
Yeah, so there's 2. There's one where they have like a UN meeting and it's like Wakanda.
Yeah.
Which I think they could have just put that at the end of the movie. But then the second post-credit scene is Bucky, where they call him the White Wolf, which I'm hoping eventually he gets his own like White Wolf costume. But I'm assuming they're waiting until they get like a new Black Panther established before they just like
Yeah.
have Bucky become like the new Black Panther in a way.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, which is I remember seeing that in the theater and was like, "Oh, hell yeah."
Yeah.
But yeah, Thor Ragnarok, 2017. The 2 Thor movies we've had leading up to this haven't. The first Thor movie I think is great. It's nothing amazing, but I think it's a really fun time. And then Thor: The Dark World is just like, you know.
That's a bad movie.
Yeah, up until this point, we've seen Thor written as a serious character. But we've seen like glimpses of his, like Chris Hemsworth, his comedic timing. And they hired Taika Waititi to direct this one. Which, Evan, am I correct? Did Hunt for the Wilder People come out before this?
I think so.
Right, like 2015.
Probably. Yeah. Here, I'll look it up.
Yeah, thank you. But Taika Waititi had to like, what's the word? Not set in stone.
2016.
Like, 2016. Thank you. Distinguished himself as a comedy director. With Hunt for the Wilder People, but it's like that New Zealand, like very like dry comedy. And I think he really found something here. This movie just worked. The writing is incredible. The visuals are just beautiful. But Evan, I'll kick it to you first. Why don't you give us your opening thoughts? Maybe the joke you laughed the hardest at.
Shit. Hold on.
What the hell was that?
I watched this on. Oh, it was Twitter. I was looking up something. Yeah. I I saw a screenshot of a tweet from Elon Musk that made me laugh, and I was gonna go see if it was a real tweet or not.
Was it the one where he talks about not
yeah.
wanting to play GTA because you have to shoot a cop?
No, it said. Hold on, let me pull it.
Did you see that, Hunter? Elon Musk.
Stupid.
Yeah, and then like
That's
3 people responded to it,
It says,
agreeing
you
to
called
it.
my cars.
Evan, go ahead.
This one says you called my cars #swastikars, and now I'm losing money. I've canceled Easter, and then he says a slur that I probably shouldn't say.
Jesus,
But yeah.
dude.
Thor Ragnarok's a banger, dude. It's just fun. Like we were. I think I'm lagging. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm super delayed. That's weird. Okay, I'll just keep going. it's like I said to Trey, every part of this movie just works. Like every part is great. The comedy's awesome for once, which is weird. The opening scene is just fucking sick as hell. With the Led Zeppelin needle drop. Loki's great. Kate Blanchett, we solved the villain problem right here, dude. The villains, dude. Like, we get
Evan,
some good Hulk moments. Yeah.
do you want to leave and rejoin?
Yeah.
Because it's starting to like lag. Well, Evan fixes his technical difficulties. Hunter, why don't you give us your thoughts on Thor Ragnarok?
I think it's really good. Probably the best. Honestly, I think it's my favorite movie out of like the original three characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's one of those comic book movies that really feels like a comic book. Just having like Doctor Strange like just show up,
Yeah.
I thought was really really cool. And Hulk, I think, is the best he's ever been in this movie, and I wish they kept like this version of Hulk just a little bit longer.
And it's like the last time we see Hulk.
I know, and then he's Bruce Banner, but the Hulk, and
Dude, that's so dumb.
That, but yeah, I think I love the visualization of that world. It really feels like they took like a Jack Kirby style comic and just like threw it on the big screen.
Yeah.
The comedy is amazing. I don't know what Evan was going to say about Hela, but I think she could have been done better. I feel like she was very one note, and once Thor got to the planet, I did not give two shits about Asgard. I kind of wish they just like kept that very minimal and kept the story focused on Hulk and Thor.
Yeah, on Sakaar.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because I think Jeff Goldblum was so good. I think he could have held.
Oh my god. Yeah, what a that was one of the biggest things that ran through my head on this rewatch, because I haven't watched this since the theaters, and I was wondering if it was still going to hold up. That was Jeff Goldblum, man. What an excellent casting. He is just so in his element here. Yeah. And he's not even tasked with playing a character. They were just like, hey, Jeff Goldblum, come play yourself in our Marvel movie. And his timing is just so good. Yeah, I loved him in this. Evan, you want to finish your opening thoughts? Now we can't hear you. That's okay.
My mic was muted.
There you go. Now we can.
Okay, we're good now. Yeah. I don't know. It's so weird because Marvel comedy is the most hit and miss shit ever. And Taika Waititi has... Did he write this one too?
I don't think so.
No. Eric Pearson. No, he didn't write it. But then you see like Thor... I mean, I haven't seen Love and Thunder, but I've just like clips from it, and it's horrific shit. And I don't really know what...
It's not that bad.
I don't know how they went so wrong, because this movie is hilarious and Korg is the fucking goat. Korg's his bit is my favorite. Like all of his stuff is my favorite jokes.
God, he's so funny.
I tried to start a revolution, but I didn't print off enough pamphlets. Like that shit is.
And only my mom and her boyfriend showed up.
Yeah.
Hey! Calm down there. I'm Korg.
Like,
this is Meek. He has scissors for hands.
That shit kills me. Yeah, but yeah, the music's great. The color, like the visuals, are awesome. It has some like it has an identity. Like you could see Thor Ragnarok and know that it's Thor Ragnarok, 100%. Which I appreciate.
Shout out to the Matt Damon cameo.
Yeah. Yes, that was so funny. I love how they kept that in Love and Thunder. And Thor is played by Chris Hemsworth's brother. I forgot his name, but that was
it's not Liam.
Yeah, the third Hemsworth brother.
Yeah, the one nobody knows.
Yeah. Wow, Luke Hemsworth shade.
Dude, one of your brothers is Thor, and the other one is Gale in Hunger Games. What are you gonna do?
Forgot about that. Yeah, it's just a fun movie, and Jeff Goldblum's great. The the Thor dynamic works so well, which kind of sucks because Smart Hulk isn't always the best. Like
Yeah.
it has its time and place, and Avengers Endgame kind of overuses it, I think.
Yeah. No, I think
Yeah.
this might be. No, actually, this is not my funniest Marvel movie. This had me actually. I bumped up my Ant-Man score. This is right below Ant-Man for me as funniest Marvel movie. Nothing. I don't think will beat Ant-Man. But there's just so many good bits in this movie, and it's just the. Have you guys heard the story about the? He's a friend from work. How that line came into being. Evan, have you heard this story?
No.
Oh, God, you are really delayed. So this story is. See, he just. Golly, man. This story, they had a Make-A-Wish kid on set one of the days, and they were trying to figure out what Thor should say when he sees Hulk for the first time, and the kid said that he should say that they're friends from work, and they kept the line in the movie, which is I've always found super cool.
That's awesome.
I had something just now.
Yeah.
Stop looking at Elon Musk's shit posts, Evan. God. Yeah, this is just a great film. It's a blast. Visually, great soundtrack as well. Kind of the 80s synth mixed with Led Zeppelin, which I love so much. Yeah. Do you guys have any final thoughts on Thor Ragnarok?
Just a really good movie. The Hulk fight with Thor. Oh my gosh, so freaking good, dude.
Yeah, it's really good.
And then like the lead up. Thor and Loki's relationship in that really good too. They got really good chemistry. And yeah, just overall, it's a really solid movie. I think it's up there with probably one of the best MCU movies. I think for me.
Yeah, 100%. It's. I think at my rankings currently that I only started the list when we started our rewatch, so there's only like up to Black Panther on here. I have Black Panther is at number 19. And then Thor Ragnarok is at number 7 right now. Okay. But yeah, this movie is just a blast. But Hunter, we appreciate you coming on today. We hope to see you back soon for another Marvel episode.